preparing the table. So let your will be done. Alpha Omega, you're more than able. Lord, let your will be done. I used to move anyhow when I lived my life, but now I've got life unstable.
Lord, let your will be done. I'll hold it till kingdom come true. And I never want to let you down. You gave me two when I asked for one. Life was hard when I didn't know you, so I didn't know me, and I didn't know love. So when I had this pain in my heart, I was outside still trying to shoot that gun. Think about times when I didn't have Christ, lost in the dark, and you gave me light. God told me to shut my eyes and I walk by faith. And
ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy back at it again. Folks, it's the bye week. Y'all know what time it is, man. When it's the bye week, it's a slow week. It's a slow week. But you know what? What makes the week go by real smooth is when you look back at the week prior and you realize that the game you just played was the most viewed all year. 31 million views for the Chiefs and Bills game. That's how much people were tuned in, ready to watch this game and witness a win by the Bills. Isn't that nice? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show. This is the Rico Report, brought to you by who's the Buffalo Fanatics, BF all day on a Wednesday evening. Normally I don't go this late, but it's a special day. Special day, folks. It's your boy's born day. I told the kids, listen, man, Dad usually does his show on Tuesdays, but things got busy on Tuesday. So I said, you know what, we're gonna do the show on Wednesday. But Dad, you said you could take us to dinner. You take us out to dinner. Y'all should be taking me out to dinner. But anyway, here we are, folks. Big 4-0. Your boy's 40 today. So salute to other people that got birthdays today. I found out Ray Davis has the same birthday as your boy. Listen, it was destined for him to become a Bill. And who knew why I was drawn to this cat? Who knew? We were born on the same day. That's how we knew. Anyway, big shout out to my man Ray Davis. I'm a little older than Ray Davis. Obviously, I'm a little older than my man's, but shout out to him nonetheless. So your boy's big 4-0, and what a way to celebrate. You know what I'm saying? Your birthday. You know what I mean? By getting a lot of shout outs from everybody. So salute to everybody. I had to come on here and obviously say thank you, because listen, there's a whole lot of people that reached out. Can't say everything, can't reply to everything. I'm gonna try to, but this is my way to say salute and saying thank you. So that being said, let's get to this show. I say every time I'm gonna make this a short show. I'm gonna try my best. It's a late one. Normally I don't go this late, but here we are. First things first. How locked in are the Bills? How locked in are these Bills? This was such a big win for us to take on a number one team in the game, in the Kansas City Chiefs. And then we have time to rest, heal up, and then go into a huge matchup against the 49ers. I know some folks might want to look at this, the 49ers aren't the same team. It's still the 49ers. They still got Brock Purdy. They still got CMC. They still got Jennings on that squad. They still got Debo. They still got George Kittle. So they still got some players on that squad. I don't want to hear that it's not the same team. Now, they still got Shanahan calling plays. So that's still a big matchup. But that's not why we're here. We're here to kind of recap last game and kind of to lock in on what we did well. You guys already know the segment, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to get into all that. But it's one of those moments to kind of reflect on this last game, on how big it was, how large it was. And before I get into you know what I mean, my spiel and my stuff, I got something to get off my chest. It's been a while since I've used my graphic. It's been a while. But I got something to say off my chest, because I mean, there's some things that stand out to me. I'm like, really? Are we doing that? So let me get right to it. Say it with your chest. Now, here's what I got to say with my chest. This goes out to my Kansas City fans, my Kansas City Chiefs fans. There's quite a bit. That's been in me and Z-Bot's mentions in the comment sections on our YouTube page, YouTube comment section, all that stuff. Right. Yo, y'all acting like y'all won the Super Bowl. Y'all acting like you guys won something. You guys didn't realize that you guys are 0-3 in the playoffs? You guys didn't realize that we own you guys in the playoffs? Yo, how about you guys just be quiet? Just act like it's just one game. That's fair. That's fair. But y'all can't be running your mouths the way you running your mouths, because just the week prior, you guys got a blocked field goal and y'all act like y'all won the whole Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. Running out over the field, you got Pat Mahomes got his hands out like this. I don't want to hear nothing from Kansas City Chiefs fans talk about how we celebrate. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. You guys wanted to go undefeated. Don't act like you guys did not want to go undefeated. It would have been nice. And we got in the way. Because had we not gotten in the way, you guys would have had a much higher chance of going undefeated. We took care of that for you. You could thank us. This will kind of make you guys dial back in. So by the time we face you guys again, it'll be a hell of a matchup. But I don't want to hear, you celebrated too hard. Yo, a win is a win. You guys know that. You should know that. Y'all been skating by a couple teams this season, and y'all been acting like y'all won something huge. We undefeated. We the number one team. Hey, calm down. Let us celebrate the way we want to celebrate. Let us enjoy this win. Bills fans ain't stupid. We know what time it is. But in the moment, let us enjoy ourselves in the moment. The same way y'all were enjoying yourselves in the moment when y'all just skated by the Denver Broncos by a beautiful block kick. You can't even say it was luck, it was fluke. Listen, it was documented. You guys picked on number 54. And you guys got the win. But it certainly wasn't on the backs of your quarterback. Certainly wasn't on the backs of the offense. That was a low-scoring game. What is it, 16-14? I don't want to hear it. So my man said I'm lagging. If I'm lagging, I apologize. We'll see if I can kind of fix this up. This was happening to me not too long ago. Hopefully it kind of fix up a little bit. But I don't want to hear it. I ain't trying to hear anything that none of y'all got to say. We won the game. Just say, yo, congratulations, y'all won it. Let's go. Good job. Good job, Bills fans. We'll see you again, because there are some, and I'm not going to put it all Kansas City Chiefs fans in that, because there are some classy Chiefs fans that say, hey, man, that was a great game. Oof. It's going to be tough facing y'all again. Y'all got something different. There are a lot of them that do that. But then you have some that just, they're in the category of New England Patriots fans. When Patriots fans were winning left, right, center, and the Bills maybe out of the 20 years that we were under your thumb, maybe we got like 3 or 4 wins. Boy, those wins were special to us. Don't throw poo-poo on us, because we celebrate a win. Anyway, I just want to get that off my chest. Some say I'm lagging. Some say I'm not lagging. I don't know. If I'm lagging, I apologize. If you guys are feel like, nah, he's not lagging, he good. Cool. Because my thing doesn't say I'm lagging. It usually tells me I'm lagging. But if I'm not, if I'm cool, give me a thumbs up. Anyway, big shout out to the Bills with that big time victory. 31 million people saw that, and they know that these Bills are the real deal. And it's crazy to even comprehend how these Bills are the real deal. And somebody said something, I forgot, one analyst said it. They said something the other day that was kind of interesting. They said the reason the Bills are having success, specifically more Josh Allen and the Bills, is there's a sense of peace. There's a sense of peace amongst the locker room. There's a sense of peace between the ears of Josh Allen. He ain't got nothing bothering him and throwing him off and stuff. I got somebody calling me. He doesn't have anybody that's on his tail, that's bugging the heck out of him. And I was like, ooh, that's profound, because that's typically the case. And if you ever hear these dating shows, or you ever hear, all these relationship gurus that are out there, female or male specifically, they always say, hey, man, ladies, you can have all this and that and look good and this, that, and the third and all that, whatever. But just bring a man peace. He didn't want no drama. He don't want none, to disturb, what's going on. And right now, my man is in Zen mode. He's as peaceful as he's in a mode of just chill. He good. I mean, he don't have to deal with Stephon Diggs. He doesn't have to deal with, you know what I'm saying, all the drama that goes around that and having to hear off-season chatter and having to hear reporters and beat reporters talk on the relationship and this. He doesn't have to hear about it. He knows every last guy in this locker room right now is like, yo, if I don't get mine, we good. You know who on this roster right now should feel some type of way and want to say something and they don't? There's one player in particular that stood out to me that, like, yo, if I'm him, I'd feel some type of way a little bit because my time on the field has diminished. Me personally on the squad, I mean something to this team when I get on the field, but I've lost a significant amount of snaps. That's Dawson Knox. If anybody was going to be upset and cause a stir, it'd be Dawson Knox. But Dawson Knox has been the consummate professional. I've met with this brother. I've sat next to him. I've spoken to him. Me and Zeba interviewed him. He's as chill as they come. Peace. He ain't stirring stuff up. Oh, how come I'm not getting touches? How come? Nope. Curtis Samuel got paid $8 million. I think he's the priciest guy on the squad right now. There was a stretch where he wasn't as involved. He could have said, yo, what y'all bring me here? You guys pay me this money. Why'd y'all bring me here? You're not even using me. Not a peep. Just go to work. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Josh doesn't have to worry about, am I getting him the football? Is he going to be upset with me? Oh, you ain't got to worry about that. There's a sense of peace to Josh. And Josh, in his peaceful mode, is able to deliver. You know what I mean? Wifey upstairs, she doesn't really stress me out. There's not really a whole lot that she does. But if she was in my ear, constantly nagging me and this and that, and just bring me drama all the time, bro, I'd be like, yo, time out, settle. Thank goodness, thank God. I mean, I chose the God brought me the right woman to me, but there's some out there that are dealing with it. But Josh, in this instant, is not. He's good. So now he's in full control. Yo, I know who needs to get the ball. It's my job to make sure it does happen. And when it does, I promise you, I'm going to get you all the ball and you guys will flourish. You guys will flourish. Just be patient. It's going to come your way. And when it does, be ready. And look at the Bills now. They haven't had a start like this since 1992. The Bills are 9-2. My man James says, yo, just tell him to calm down. Yeah, go tell your lady to calm down. Hey, man, relax. Calm down. Yeah, you're going to get a shoe upside your head, my guy. But I bring all this forward because everyone knows their role. Everyone, I'm sure, at one point in their life, collegiately, they were the man. They were the guy. You get to the NFL, you get a big slice of humble pie where you have to kind of see where your pecking order is. Even a Pro Bowler in Amari Cooper is got to kind of buy this time before he gets involved. And I'm sure more time, bye week, all this stuff happens, he's going to be much more involved going forward. It's going to be super nice. So big shout out to Josh and the peace on this team. You got to love it. I'm with it. I'm here for it. And listen, man, I had to get that off my chest with Kansas City Chiefs fans saying, I mean, stop. I mean, we celebrating like we won. Yeah, we won a big game. And guess what? That big game has got us closer to locking in on that number one AFC speed, that AFC seed, that number one spot. This was a big win that brings us closer to that. We lose this game, we might as well play for second and third. At this point, right now, we're well entrenched to continue on this path to earn a bye, let these others duke it out, and we wait, and we have a home game. How nice will that be, and can that be for these Bills? Oh, so good. So good. Anyway, I want to get that off my chest there because, listen, man, these some Chiefs fans, they be getting on my last nerve, bro. They get on my last nerve. How you going to tell me how I'm supposed to react to winning a game? How you going to tell me how to fan? You know what I mean? Can you imagine? I can't stand when people say, yo, man, relax, man. You ain't gotta, like, even Bills fans tell us something. Sometimes Bills fans try to tell me how I'm supposed to, yo, man, take it easy. You can't react that way, man. You can't criticize Josh. I can criticize who the heck I want. I watch the team just as much as you do. I invest my time just as much as you do. So if I react a certain way and I want to react a certain way, don't tell me how I'm supposed to react. Ain't that something? Somebody trying to tell you how you're supposed to react. Josh throws a pick. Relax, man. He just threw a pick. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. The nerve, the absolute nerve. Anyway, this is for my buddy on Twitter. I digress. I digress. But anyway, let's get into some chat, because the number one chatter is for that number one seed. I do want to talk about it, the implications on that number one seed and what it means for the Bills gaining that number one seed. Yo, Al, it's not even that. It's not even on the show per se. It's usually in comment sections and on your Twitter feeds and your Instagram feeds. Like, yo, people just be telling, yo, relax, bro. Yo, go sit on a cactus somewhere. Tell me to relax. But you know how people be, man. They always got something to say. Hey, if you want something to say, you know what to do. Get one of these. Get a little camera. Be dynamic. Let's roll. I mean, shoot, not everybody got it. But anyway, let's roll. I want to get into the good, the bad, the ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly. I've been waiting to get into this. There's been several things that I wanted to kind of share, and I think that we all have a say in this, right? And what we found that was good. I'll tell you this, Mitch. You know who won Player of the Week this week? You said it. You know it. You probably saw it. That is Terrell Bernard, the Nard Dog, right? If you guys are fans of the show The Office, I mean, you know the Nard Dog, Bernard, right? So Andy Bernard, a.k.a. Terrell Bernard. Terrell Bernard has been stellar this year. He's been solid. When he's on that field, you know he's on that field. When he's leading this team, it's unbelievable. Like, in such a short time, 3 years in this game, bro, and you're already a budding star, and people don't know about you. Is the wild thing. Who did I see talking about Terrell Bernard just the other day? I think it was Dan Orlovsky. Dan Orlovsky was mentioning how, and I love how they say this, and it's no shame on my man Dan Orlovsky. I love Dan Orlovsky. I think he's legit, right? But my man Dan, was it Dan? I don't know if it was Dan, but Dan was saying something to the nature of, we don't appreciate Terrell Bernard like we should. Fam, not the case at all. I think Bills fans all understand how much Terrell Bernard means to this defense, how much he means to his teammates. The guy is he's locked in. He's that dude. So to say like, oh, you guys don't understand how, no, trust me, bro. We know. And we knew how much his absence was going to cost the team when he couldn't suit up last year in the playoffs against these Kansas City Chiefs. Because had Bernard been able to play, and I know we're missing a lot of players, had Bernard been able to play, I think he would have impacted the game just a little bit more. And who knows where that game would have ended up. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. We can sit here and talk about all the things that, I mean, can happen, but that's not the case. The case is this. Terrell Bernard has earned himself Player of the Week for the second time this year. You got to give this guy some love, because he's doing it. He's absolutely doing it. He's actually killing it this year. And he has an opportunity to pair up with Mr. Milano himself coming up shortly. So big time shout out to my guy, Mr. Bernard, Player of the Week. He ended the game last week with 8 total tackles, a sack, and an interception. Let me tell you something. He was the only player this past week, that finished with a sack and an interception. So go ahead and have your flowers, my guy. Mr. Terrell Bernard, a.k.a. the Nard Dog, has earned himself another Player of the Week. Keep that up, bro. You're going to play yourself into a Pro Bowl. And listen, last year you may have got snubbed. Maybe we didn't know enough about you, or the league didn't know enough about you. Yo, they should start to learn a lot more about you right now. The team is 9-2. one of the best in the game. Some folks might say we are the number one team in the league. We'll leave that for discussion. But good on Terrell Bernard being able to come through and handle himself and get himself into that position of player of the week for the second time. I think the last time he got it was week 3. So kudos to Terrell Bernard. Like, this guy absolutely deserves it. He's a big dog on this team. And boy, oh boy, the Bills are going to be in a predicament. The Bills are going to be in a predicament. Not now, but in a year, maybe 2. Because there's going to come a point where Matt Milano, they're going to have to make a decision on Matt Milano. I don't want to even have that conversation now, but I'm just saying it's going to come to that conversation as to when we have to have that conversation. Why? Because you have another budding player on the squad in Dorian Williams that's been playing quite well in the absence of Matt Milano. It's absolutely incredible. I want to show y'all a little something here. If you guys have had a chance to peep my page here, we can celebrate Terrell Bernard, but his linebacker mate Dorian Williams has been playing quite well this year. Has held his own. He's top 10 in tackles this year. So look, I want to show you guys a little something, man. How cool it is to see these two play together, and how even cooler it will be when Matt Milano does come back. Man, I can't wait. It's gonna be fun. But check this out, man. How cool is this, man? I have this on my feed right now on my Twitter, and shout out to this Twitter handle, Film Collins, that just puts out clips and allows you to see what it is, all random clips. And I saw this one here, and I thought this was brilliant. All right, so obviously they're on the goal line. What, they're on the 3-yard line, the 3-yard line, right? This is a huge stop for the Bills, massive stop for the Bills, right? You got your nickel and Taron Johnson. You got Bernard over here. There's your boy Dorian Williams, right? We're in the box, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9 in the box, maybe. All right, we going at it. We going for it. So pulling guard doesn't do his job. A Kansas City fan was trying to tell me, hey, man, did you not see the pulling guard misses opportunity? Don't care. Look at these two diagnose this play and immediately commit and shoot the gap. Look at this. You love to see it. Bernard goes low. Dorian goes high. Bow. Kareem Hunt down at the 1-yard line. You got to love it. These two boys are playing good football together. Very good football together. You got to love it. And you start looking at everybody's decision-making. Daquan Jones, right? Trying to hold up the line. This lineman is who messed up. Here it is. He's trying to go for my man here, but misses it. Here come these two boys. Dorian Williams cleans up. And I bring this up for a reason, right? Because you don't need to tear down, and that's what I've been noticing lately. You know what I mean? What are you going to do when Matt Milano comes back? Fam, you don't got to tear that brother down. Hey, they're going to try to, I'm sure Babbage is saying, wow, this is going to be crazy. I get now all these pieces. All right, now this is where I can get creative. Maybe I can put Dorian on this. He plays well in here, and Matt Milano here, or maybe I have all 3 of them here, right? Maybe all three of them are on the field, and I got Taron Johnson replacing, I don't know, Hamlin. I need all my dogs on the field. You never know. I don't know how they're going to play this, but it's a great problem to have. But the challenge, and I bring this up again, is great to have linebacker, third-year linebacker Terrell Bernard doing well. Dorian Williams is developing great, and you have Matt Milano coming back. And the beautiful thing is he gets to kind of get himself warmed back up until he can get on the field again. And once they do, that's going to be a great problem. But what do you do with him after? What is he, like 29 at this point? It's a great problem to have. I don't even want to talk about it right now because I'm just enjoying what we have right now when he does come back. But there's going to be some decisions to be made. Maybe everybody stays and we just make it work even better, right? But, financially, that's usually what happens now. But we don't got to worry about it. Bernard is going to be with us for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Dorian is still coming on, and Matt Milano got paid already. So, we just need to see how he returns from his injury. Does he return the same? Does he not? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, he still has it here. And once he gets back onto it, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be rocking and rolling. So I'm looking forward to very much seeing that trio, that duo on the field. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be awesome. All right, that's number one. That's number two. Number two, let's get to it. The O-line. The O-line absolutely played phenomenal this game. I can't stress it how great they were. 0 sacks. 0 sacks. Josh Allen. No sacks. This line held up. This line kept Allen clean. You can never, ever go wrong when your O-line keeps your that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal on having that play out. I want to show you something here real quick on how this O-line has been pretty solid this year. Look at this here, this play here. All right. So simple play that's going to take place. Which play was this? Was this the incomplete or was this the completed pass? Oh, yeah, this is the incompleted pass. Okay. And the reason I want to show this, I want to see Goriach. Look at my man Vandermark. That's a linebacker right there, right? And I was looking at everybody kind of do their job, right? And I'm like, and I know it was a broken play from here because Josh didn't see what he likes, right? And you got who's that? McDuffie? McDuffie just snuck in. I don't know, well, he came from the corner. Oh, that's good, right? But the fact of the matter is this, man, I like the quick feet of this line. Man, like, and that's just one play. That's considered a bad play. I mean, you didn't gain anything from it. Josh threw the ball away. But I kind of like what I'm seeing from the depth of this line. Man, so I say all this to say this, man. This O-line has been playing exceptionally well this year, and you love to see it. You love to see it, and I love to see that you got our center McGovern doing his thing. You had Osiris Torrance, dealing with Chris Jones, Hall of Fame Chris Jones. And he was toe-to-toe with this brother. He was jacking him up, turning him inside. If you look at the last run, that 26-yarder that ended the game for these boys, it was Jones on Torrance. And Torrance held up, anchored in, and turned my man inside. There goes the lane for Josh to go. Bam. O-line. Kudos to the O-line, man. From left to right, they've been holding it down. And there were moments where I was like, man, Torrance, I don't know about Torrance, bro. He's slow, bro. He's slow as heck, bro. But he's strong. He's strong. So he went toe-to-toe with Chris Jones and absolutely held his own. So Vandermark, Torrance, Edwards, our guy, it's D-Doc. Like, the whole squad held it down. Kudos to the O-line. You got to give them love. Got to give them love, man. They did that thing. They absolutely did that thing. Let me keep it on the good here, because there were some really good things that happened in this game. I'm going to go to the defensive side of the ball, and I'm going to go to the defensive front. More specifically, Ed Oliver. Bro, we've been calling for Ed. Ed has been on the carton. You know what I'm talking about. He has been on the milk carton. We've been asking for Ed. Where you at, Ed? Can you show up, Ed? We need you, Edward. Boy, did Edward show up. He may not have shown up in the stats. He may not have shown up, you know what I mean, making big tackles. He had 8 tackles. There was none of that. Funny enough, I think he went statless. I got to make sure of it. I don't want to speak ill on that. But the matter is this. This brother was inside. He was outside. He was relentless. He had a motor that game. He was absolutely solid that game. Eddie, my man ED came through. Let me see if Edward had any tackles, because it's possible. He had 1 tackle. He had 1 total tackle and 1 QB hit. Awesome job. An awesome job by the defensive front. We had Pat Mahomes just uncomfortable. He wasn't comfortable, man. Like, Pat normally has time. He's patting that ball. He's messing around. He's doing those backyard stuff. Bro, he wasn't really able to do that, man. Although he did have 3 touchdowns, he also threw the pick twice. So first one, you already know what time it is. Second one was the game ending. Ain't that ironic? His first pass of the game, that's that pick. All right. And one of the last, ditch efforts to try to make something happen. Last pass in the game, picked off. Game over. Let's send this thing to bed. Love what this deep front was able to do. Put some pressure on my man, get him off the pocket, and get him screaming. Love what we've done. Lastly, on the good. And if you guys have anything good that you want to add to this, let me know. The game plan from both our coordinators. Got to give both our coordinators love for how they came in and defended and played some offense. Let me go to the defensive side of the ball with Babbage and Coach McDermott. Look at me. Kareem Hunt, 14 carries, 60 yards. Xavier Worthy, 4 for 61, all in the first half. Not a peep from him in the second. DeAndre Hopkins, 3 for 29. And our guy, Travis Kelce, 2 for 8. So you have 2 big dogs on that squad that combined for 5 receptions and 38 yards, 37 yards. You can't ask for a better outcome from this defense. You can't. You can't ask for a better outcome from this defense. This defense did the job. Take away his best target, his favorite target, and now let's see how he does. And we know Pat Mahomes is a dog. Don't get me wrong. You can't take away this guy and he's not going to get going because Noah Gray, he got going. He had 2 touchdowns that game, right? But we took away his favorite guy. And that's Travis Kelce. He's still going to get his thing going with D-Hop. They're still trying to figure things out with each other. But there was a moment where D-Hop had a very good game. I know because I have him on my fantasy team. But we took away Travis Kelce. And since D-Hop has shown up, Travis Kelce has been playing extremely well. He's revived himself this season. So I don't want to hear, they're still trying to, no. My man came alive when D-Hop came through. And we absolutely shut them both down. Kudos to McDermott. Kudos to Babbage. You outcoached Andy Reid. Now, you got to do it again. You're going to have to do it again in the playoffs. You're going to see this team. Unless something happens where you're like, whoa, what took place? You're going to see this team again. No doubt about it. By the way, shout out to my man, Ant-Man. He says, yo, buenos cumpleaños. Buenos cumpleaños, Rico. I assume that is good evening, sir. Good evening to you, sir. Buenos cumpleaños, Ant-Man. Love that. I hope I pronounced it. I mean, I'm Haitian, so a bit of Spanish is in French and Creole. It's all the same. You can kind of put them together a little bit. You know what I mean? Happy birthday. Okay, that's what it means. Here I am saying good evening. my bad, man. Buenos cumpleaños. Is that what it is? I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that, big man. All right, let me get right into this, man. So the good. Bernard, the defense, the linebackers, the O-line play fantastic. And the trenches, man. We won in the trenches. Straight up. That's it. Straight up, and that's it. And then lastly, the coordinators. The coordinators came through and handled their business. Babbage had a great game plan. I'll tell you, man, there's one play where the play that Bernard got his sack. Let me see if I can play that for you guys right now because I think I have it on my thing. I absolutely loved what I saw from Bernard, and I loved what I saw from Coach Babbage that got that thing going. Oh, here it is right here. Let me play y'all this clip. Check this out. All right. This is what I mean, man. You gotta have these type of plays if you're trying to play in this game, right? Hold on. Let me run that back. All right. So this play here resulted in a sack. All right. It looks like nothing. And then boom, there goes the sack. All right. But look what happens here. All right. This is a great game plan. They do this to Josh Allen all the time. And they use number 23, Drew Tranquil, to spy on Josh. I don't care what Josh does. Where Josh goes, I go. Simple as that. You can do all this pump faking. I don't care. Where you go, I go. And that gives Josh some issues, right? Until you start to kind of figure out, okay, on a spy, that means one guy's supposed to be open somewhere. Let's try to figure this out, right? Check this out. Look at my man Bernard right here. Bernard's this. Listen, He ain't taking the running back. His responsibility is this guy right here. If he goes here, I'm there. Look at him shuffle his feet. Where you trying to go? Look, you can even see his head peek around the lineman. Look at him tilt his head. Look, right here. He's like, where you going, bro? Where you going? You're not going to try to get in my face and try to distract me. I'm peeking to see where my man wants to go. I'm on you. I'm on you. I'm on you. Love to freaking see it. Run that back again for me. At first, it doesn't look like anything. And this is it's covered sack too, right? Everybody's got their man. Bam, I got you. Right? Bam, I got you right here. You gotta love to see it. There's communication everywhere. Look at Taron Johnson. D-Ham. Boom. Right on my man, Xavier Worthy. You got Taron climbing up the pocket. Everybody's got one. Bang, 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 bang. I got you. Right? I got you. Ain't nobody going anywhere. You could go here if you want to. Too late. I'm on that ass. I'm on it. I'm already on it. Coverage sack. Everybody did their job. There's Quentin Jefferson coming through, putting some pressure. You gotta love. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Gregory freaking Rousseau. He didn't show up on the stat sheet with any tackles, but he had 2 QB hits. Look at Greg Rousseau. This is what I mean. The trenches were absolutely on it. Pay attention to Greg Rousseau for me here. Right on the edge. Just an absolute problem. Oh, my gosh. That boy wants his money. He wants his money. And you don't blame him. You don't blame him one bit. Listen, man, I can't tell you how much I love what this team is doing. I can't tell you how much I love how everybody's just putting their pieces in. Love it. You love it. So to me, a lot of good was in this game, and I gotta give the shout out. I gotta give a shout out. Defense played great, right? Offense did what they need to do. Josh Allen put the team on his back and said, "I got you guys. I'm out of here." You guys have seen this play multiple times. I ain't ready to show you all again because you've seen it. Big shout out to what these guys are doing. I'm telling you, man. Bro, we are absolutely locked in, and the fact that we won this game should give us all the joy in the world to heal up, get ready for these 49ers, and let's get it cracking. Because I'll tell you right now, man, the rest of the schedule ain't no joke. Ain't no joke. We obviously we got the 49ers next, 9:20 game. I think it's a Sunday nighter. Then we got the Rams that are playing quite well, and then we go to the Lions. And then Patriots, Jets, Patriots. We have every opportunity to win out, number one. Maybe we lose one. I don't know. But we have every opportunity to win out. I know people are talking about the Detroit Lions and all that stuff. They're a solid team, man. They're a great team. Nobody's taking away anything out of that. But I have heard some people say, oh, the Bills will lose to the Lions, though. The Bills will lose to the Lions. So I'm not pump the brakes. I'm not ready to give all that. Pump the brakes. I think we match up well. That's just the way I see it. So big shout out to what we did. Very good in this game. It stood out to me and I loved it. You love to see it. Let's keep it rolling, right? Oh, by the way, I got to say this again. We continue to improve on third downs. We went 9 for 15 on third downs, over 50% mark on that. You got to love it. You absolutely have to love it. We're almost back to the offense that we used to be in, right? By converting on our third downs. How nice is that? How nice is that? So keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's absolutely keep it rolling. All right. Anything stand out to you that was bad? Talk to me. Anything stand out to you that you're like, I didn't quite like this. I didn't quite like that. It was hard for me to kind of decide on what I felt stood out to me that I was like, oh, I didn't like that. Oh, I didn't like this. I mean, I can pinpoint and say, I didn't like the challenge. I didn't like the challenges that let's go ahead and say it. McDermott, although I'm praising McDermott for his game call or the way he was coaching his squad. But there were some moments where I'm like, fam, like, why would you even challenge that? What's the point of challenge? You just lost us a challenge, right? John Perry, buddy, you have the camera up there. Your job, you have one job. is to review and say, hey, man, go ahead. I see something, man. Go ahead and call that in and go ahead and do that. And you still got my guy challenging and losing. Nah, man, we can't be challenging and losing timeouts. You hired a guy to tell you that. You hired him. So do I put this on McDermott or do I put it on John Perry? You know what I mean? So that was for me the bad. Like that communication should be like, we should have an advantage. We should have an absolute advantage with having someone that's ref the game, that can see certain things, that kind of knows what his colleagues or his former colleagues are thinking. All right, here's what they're probably thinking. I've refed with this guy before. He's more like this. Here's what I get. You're the insider, man. You're supposed to, direct my guy McDermott on the field because he doesn't want to have to think. When he gets on, he puts on his earbud. He's like, yo, John, what are you thinking, man? Yeah, go ahead and challenge that, man, for sure. We're getting that. Done. There goes the flag. Bro, we can't have that. We can't. We absolutely cannot have that. By the way, salute to my guy. Appreciate that love, buddy. Appreciate that love. Let me keep it rolling. I promise you guys, there's super chats that are coming in. I will jump into your super chats. I promise. All right. You know what? The bad is the communication. I'll do two things. The communication between John Perry and McDermott. That's the way I look at it. The communication. Now, you, sir, or Sonny Son Brian says the communication in the secondary. The communication in the secondary. I mean, there's going to be some moments where there's miscommunication, but for the most part, I thought the communication in the secondary was fantastic in this game. I mean, you held D-Hop and you held my man Travis Kelce to less than 40 yards receiving. Yeah, I'll take that. So communication, I don't see that as being a bad per se, especially in this game. Has there been moments? Absolutely. But in this game, I don't think so, in my opinion. I'm not saying that you're bad, you're wrong in that, unless you have a specific play that you want to call out. But I didn't see anything that stood out to me. I was like, oh, I didn't like that. Now, the bad. I hate to even say bad, but there it is. Tyler Bass. Right when we think that, Tyler Bass has turned a corner and his confidence is back, and I think it's still back. I think it's still back. Let me see. Hold on. Before I go back, Sonny says the tight end on those TDs. You know what? That Noah Gray touchdown on the corner. That was just a good broken play, and he just stayed with it. Rasul Douglas was looking in the backfield a little bit. Could there have been something there? No, you're right. In that regard, there was bad communication there, or just a bad judgment on Rasul Douglas. Maybe he thought he's not too far behind me. Maybe I can catch up. Who knows? You never know in those situations. But when that second touchdown to Noah Gray happened, I couldn't say anything but like, ooh, that was a good play. Good play. I couldn't say anything, man. I was like, yo, that was dope. Got to give it to him. I mean, you're going up against Pat Mahomes, man. He ain't gonna let you just roll over. Ain't no way. I don't remember a game that Pat Mahomes got trounced the way we did when we faced the Ravens. The Ravens absolutely, they trounced us. I can't remember the last time Pat Mahomes got trounced where they just couldn't do. Unless you guys remind me, my memory's bad. I'm getting old. I'm 40 now. I'm old. You know what I mean? My memory's not there anymore. You guys let me know. But you're right, though. In a way, communication could be off, but I think that was just a good play. Honestly, sometimes you got to give kudos, man. Give kudos to a good play by the opposing team. Let me keep on my man Bass, and I'm not going to stay too long on Bass. His confidence is up. I'm sure his confidence is still up. Although when you miss that kick, the extra point, that extra point miss could have been everything. Think about it, though, right? Josh Allen does not get the first down. He doesn't get it. Turnover on downs. The Bills were only up 2. Think about it. The Bills were only up 2. I think at the point. Let me see if I'm getting that right. When it was 4th and 2, I think the Bills were only up 2. The Bills were only up 2, people. So we don't get that. We fail. Here comes Pat Mahomes driving down the field. It's inevitable. You know he's going to make the plays. The refs might give him a little something. I'm teasing when I say that. But we've seen it time and time and time again. Where we mess up, Pat Mahomes drives down the field, burns the time, burns the clock. Their new kicker hits the field goal. We lose by 1. Why? Because we missed an extra point by our kicker, Tyler Bass. So, yes, I am going to mention Tyler Bass in the bad category. Although he made his field goals, but that one extra kick, that extra point could have been it for us. So it is what it is. We'll see what time it is. That's the way I look at it. So let's move on. We'll catch it on. We'll see next what it brings when we go against the 49ers. I think we're at home versus the 49ers. So I'm glad that we're going to be at home. Are we home or are we going out west? We are. Oh yeah, we're on the road. No, we're at home. What am I saying? We are at home, man. The schedule couldn't have been better for us, man. Now we don't even have to go West Coast. We stay home. 49ers come on the road to Buffalo. Let's roll, baby. Let's roll, man. Home against the 49ers, at the Rams, at the Lions, and then we go home twice and then at the Patriots. Maybe that's a game I can go to. Doubtful. I don't like games in December. Who am I kidding? I'm talking ish. But anyway, that's the bad for me. That's the bad for me, Tyler Bass. That could have cost us. If not for the heroics of my man Josh Allen, maybe we're not talking about this moment. Maybe we're not in this jovial mood. Maybe we're talking about like, oh snap, there goes the number 1 seed. Okay, so now we got to do this and we got to do that and this, that, and the third. Oh, thank goodness we won that game. But Tyler Bass single-handedly could have lost us that game too. That brother has got to be more consistent, bro. He's got to be. I mean, and we're in a league now that we're seeing all these kickers kicking. I mean, Tyler Bass is one of them. He crushed a 61-yarder and had way more to boot behind it. But then misses a chip shot. Baffling. Absolutely baffling. Absolutely baffling. So that's the bad for me. Our guy, Mr. Tyler Bass. Anything else stand out in the bad category? Let me hit the chat to see if anything stood out to you as part of like not great, but not good. It was pretty bad. You guys let me know. Terrence, my man's Terrence says, yo, not having a running game other than 17. I mean, listen, man. I could have hit that and said, that was bad, but like, can't have it all against the former champs. What do you want? What do you want? You want 280 yards passing, plus you want a 150-yard rusher? Yo, if that's the case, bro, we waxing that team. But we're playing the Kansas City Chiefs. So we have to understand that there's a lot riding. You know what I mean? This ain't no cakewalk. So you may have to give up one or the other. Now, but I will say this. Though. The one thing that I can take solace in is that we didn't give up on the run. Because Joe Brady could have easily said, this run ain't working. I'm just going to pass the ball because this team is one of the best in the game at defending the run. And they are. I think they're the number 1 team in defending the run. But we didn't stop going and giving the ball to Josh or giving the ball to James Cook. James Cook had 9 for 20. But sometimes you need your quarterback to take the burden off. You need him that. So it kind of keeps these guys on their toes. Am I keeping it? Is Josh keeping it? Is it play action? Right? So you kind of need that. You need that aspect, right? Because of Josh's legs, we were able to rush for 100 yards. That's something they don't do often, is have a quarterback that rushes for 100 yards. Excuse me, the team rush for 100 yards on these Chiefs. But we also don't have a regular quarterback. That boy is certified dog. Feel me? So that's the way I look at it, man. So we're going to get some guys nice and healthy once we come back into the season, and we'll go from there, man. Let's go to the ugly. What was ugly for you guys? Did anything stand up? Hashtag ugly in the chat. You guys let me know. I'll tell you, man, there wasn't a whole lot that I could say that was ugly. I will say this, though. The one thing that I was like, oh, my gosh, man. Some of the blatant missed calls that we were not getting in that game was wild. Although the Bills and Chiefs were penalized heavily because we weren't. I think overall, 8 penalties called the whole game. Let me just double check here. 9 penalties called the whole game. 6 of them were on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bills were penalized 3 times. But the missed penalties, the blatant face mask on Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson's whole face turned around. He looked at the ref. It was so bad, to be honest with you. The backfield judge is right there staring at the play. And my man's helmet got turned right the way around. Say you're the ref. My shit got turned all the way around, and I'm looking at the ref, and the ref's like, yo, you seriously just going to let that thing go? You just going to let that thing go? All right, bet. Because that could have been a big play. That run right there, A, could have been a big play. And B, had you called it, that was 15 yards. That's a field goal for us. Or let alone we have time to kill clock and get in the end zone, right? So there was a lot of moments in that game. There was like multiple holding calls. Like, what? There was a blatant hold. I can't remember who it was on. To the point where I was like, you got to be kidding me. Right in front of the ref. Blinders. I was like, man, oh man. So although less than 10 penalties called all game, there were some missed calls where you're like, come on, bro. Come on. But nonetheless, there wasn't really anything that bad that stood out to me. It's just that we weren't horrible. I think if anything stands out to you guys are bad, let me know. Let me know. But nothing much stood out to me that was ugly. Ugly. I didn't like it. Ugly defense on Worthy in the first half. Yeah, I can say that. But the one thing I will say this though, and I'm glad you mentioned that. You know what? I'll tell you what was ugly. I'll tell you what was ugly. Xavier Worthy going off. I think that was obviously it was meant for him to go off like that in the first half. But we play possum. I've said this before. McDermott and Babbage play possum. They allow you to do what you need to do in the first half. Show me what you got. And then now that I know your pattern, I'm going to stop that. And they did. Xavier Worthy was non-existent. We took him away. You're done. Miscommunication probably back there, but that was it. But I will say this. James the Mountain Man, you mentioned this. This is great. I'm glad you put that in there. Ugly. Knox runs into the defender in the KC interception. That's the interference. Romo said he stopped running. He absolutely did stop running. That interception on 4th down, that could have kind of kept the clock rolling. If he kept on going, that could have been a big play on top of that, but he stopped running. I don't know what took place, what made him stop, but that's what turned into an interception. So, like, was that on Josh? I'm not putting that on Josh. Josh is throwing the ball where he thinks you're going to be, where he anticipates that you're going to be. That interception was a nasty one. And it was purely because Dawson Knox just stopped running. He's literally just went, okay, it's not going to me. No, bro. You may have been the last read, but you could be a guy that I go to, especially knowing who Josh Allen is, where no play is ever dead right off the set. You're always got to keep your legs moving. So I was a little surprised by that. I was actually surprised. Like, what? Why did he stop moving? Like, what's going on? Meanwhile, initially, I was like getting mad at Josh, and I'm like, oh man, Dawson Knox stopped running. But it happens. That's part of the game, man. That's why the game is so fun. You gotta love it, man. You absolutely gotta love it. But yeah, man, that's it for the good, the bad, the ugly. I think that we did a fantastic job. Thank you, chat, for helping me in that regard. And we were able to really separate ourselves in this game and separate ourselves from the league and absolutely separate ourselves from the AFC East. So we're well ahead. We can clinch, I'm sure, in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure, depending on how this week goes. And then we go from there. We absolutely go from there. Let's talk about takeaways. What did I take away from this Bills and Chiefs game? Here's the main takeaway. We do not fear the Kansas City Chiefs. The Bills do not fear them whatsoever. Heck, they look forward to the Chiefs. They absolutely look forward to playing the Chiefs because we know we can play with them. We absolutely know that we can hang with them. And when we're healthy, boy, oh boy, do we look like a better team than them. We absolutely did on this previous week. And I know people want to say, well, Pat Mahomes is still the best quarterback in the game. Hey, man, give him that title. Some people might say that it is debatable. I personally think he's the best quarterback in the game. He's just nice like that. You give him his complement of weapons. Josh has his complement of weapons. That's fireworks. It is absolute fireworks. But right now, he's got the accolades, man. He's got the trophies. He's got the MVPs. You gotta give it to him. But it's like you want to pick your poison. Peyton Manning or Tom Brady. Both of them were phenomenal. Hall of Famers. Some folks are saying this is the modern day Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. And right now, Tom Brady, as of right now, is Pat Mahomes. So hopefully, Josh Allen is Peyton Manning because he will get his. He will get his. We just hope that it's now. We don't want him to be Phillip Rivers. Because I've alluded to that before. Where I was like, I hope he's not like Phillip Rivers. Statistically great, but never can get over the hump. Right? And that was Phillip Rivers. It's never that he didn't have the team, just couldn't get the job done, whatever the reasons were. We just hope that this is one of those things where this might be the year for Josh. But we got a whole lot of guys in the way. Lamar Jackson being one of them, Pat Mahomes being another. You got the Chargers being one. So there's some boys that want to come out and play, man. You got Russell Wilson with the Steelers, bro. There's some good competition in the AFC. Very good competition. We just got to handle ours. Handle our own. By the way, I saw an article. Side note. I saw an article saying that the Patriots could be landing Amari Cooper as their receiver next year. I don't know, man. If things continue to go the way they're going right now, and he sees the love that he gets from Bills Mafia, Amari Cooper I'm speaking about, and he sees the success that he can gain from staying in Buffalo, I'm sure that he will have a sit down with these boys and say, all right, let's talk, because I kind of like what I see here. I kind of like the vibes. This is more my style. Let's roll. And if they don't, so be it. Hopefully he's part of the show. Maybe he's a Kawhi Leonard. A 1-year rental, and he helps us win the championship, and he goes off and somewhere else, and we are the Toronto Raptors, and we win our championship. It could be. It could be. So many things can play out in this situation. So we'll see. My man 445 Blocks says, grow where the grass is green, baby. Cooper is staying. Listen, it makes sense for him to stay. But I saw that article. We are on a 1-year rental with him. We're on a rental. He's not due to come back to us. So hopefully we get to some conversations going, and then we go from there. The season is still very long. So we'll see how it all shakes out in the end. But I found that article very interesting. So takeaways. It's pure and simple. Like we do not fear the Chiefs. We're not fearing anybody in this league, and we feel that we can play with anybody. And right now, like I was saying earlier, Josh is playing as peaceful as they come. He's seeing things. He's matured. It's just a different team altogether. So we can bang with anybody in this game. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. So let me move on to our next segment of the show. Let me get out of here. Hold on real quick. Next segment of the show. And we're going to get into the top 10 to see where we rank in our top 10s. But I want to talk about the unsung heroes in this game, because there were some unsung heroes, right? And leading the way for me personally, Greg Rousseau. Greg Rousseau, absolute unsung hero. The way he played ball, not really high in the stat sheet, but he was pressuring. He was a problem. His length and strength were a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs. And it was really good to see what the potential of what this team could look like. Von Miller getting his legs back. Greg Rousseau playing in a contract year. He wants that money. He wants to return to the Bills. Don't forget, man, we picked up his 5th-year option. So he's playing to get that money. That's why you see the uptick in how he's playing. But it's contract year. You know how it rolls. Contract year, you ball out. All right, ask Marcel Darius for contract year how it went down. 10 sacks in contract year. You know what I mean? Contract year. Ask my man Jordan Phillips when he was in a contract year. He got a big contract for the Arizona Cardinals. Contract year got these boys playing hard. And Greg Rousseau, for me, is my unsung hero. That boy, he's playing lights out. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. Big time player. All right. One more thing. If you guys have not noticed, Josh Allen. Notice how most people are talking about how he's back in the MVP conversation now? Oh, he's clear-cut MVP. He's this and he's that. There's been a conversation about this MVP title and the controversy. We as Bills fans were trying to lay it out for the masses last year. Josh Allen had 44 total touchdowns. He had 15 rushing touchdowns and 29 touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Over 4,000 yards of total offense, and got snubbed as MVP. Why? Because the Bills finished 11-7. At one point, they were 6-6. We were knocking on the door of death, not making the playoffs, until we ripped 6 in a row. But they gave it to the guy that had a 13-4 team record, but his statistics were nowhere near what Josh Allen was putting up. And those two were going at it. Who was going to be the MVP? And they gave it to the guy that had the better team record. Fast forward to now. Team record is Josh. Josh may not be leading in all statistics, but he's got his team at 9-2. Lamar may have the statistics. He's got 400 yards rushing, maybe 5. I think he's got there. I'm not sure where he's at right now. I think he's at 500 yards rushing. He's at 3,000 yards passing or 2,600 yards. I can't, you know what? What am I guessing for? Let me just tell you right now. I'll just tell you what he's doing. And I find it wild that these boys want to talk about, he's got 28 passing yards, 2,800 passing yards. Josh Allen is at 2,600 passing yards, 2,500 passing yards. So 2,500 passing yards for Josh. Lamar Jackson's at 2,800 passing yards. He's throwing for 261 yards a game, as opposed to Josh throwing 231 yards a game. Josh has got 5 interceptions. Lamar has 3. Josh has taken 13 sacks. Lamar has taken 15. Right? QBR 72.7 for Josh. 75 QBR rating for my guy Lamar. Lamar's got a rating of 117 to Josh's 98. All right, that's passing. So comparable. Josh Allen's completing 64% of his passes. Lamar Jackson completing 67% of his passes. 321 attempts for Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen, 339. A little bit more. 217 completions to Lamar Jackson's 215 completions. They've both played 11 games. Here's the difference. Lamar has lost to Jameis Winston. Lamar lost to Gordon Minshew. And Lamar just recently lost another game to Russell Wilson and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bro, I think I'm missing one team that they lost to. I feel like I am. Can't recall. They're 7-4 right now. Who did they lose to? I know they lost to it. They lost to the Raiders, Pittsburgh, Raiders, the Browns. Who the heck did they lose to? Who's the other team? Kansas City Chiefs. KC, right? So KC, Raiders, don't forget. And people love to forget this point. The Ravens were 1-2 going into the game against the Bills. They needed that game. They absolutely needed. Their backs were against the wall, because if they lost to the Bills, bro, their season would have been kaput. But they ripped off a whole whack of games and started looking great. But guess what? They've also lost to the Steelers. They lost to the Browns, which was not supposed to happen. So they're 7-4. And they still have to face the Chargers, They got to face the Eagles. They got to face the Steelers again. They got to face the Texans and the Browns. Bro, these very same Ravens that we talking about right now, if they F around, they may find out that they may not make the playoffs. That's nasty work. Because when I look at the standings, and I might be a little hyperbolic right now. Maybe I'm overdoing it, but maybe I'm not. Let me take a look at the standings real quick, because they keep messing around. Miami seems to be they making a push right now. But right now at 7-4, they're mumble jumbled. They're the number 6 team right now. So you got Houston 7-4, Chargers 7-3, Baltimore 7-4. Broncos are coming on hard. They're at 6-5. Indianapolis look pretty decent. They're at the number 8 spot, and Miami is putting the run together. Cincy, I'm not saying they're done, but they're close to being done. That's a tough NFC, AFC North to kind of go through. So Baltimore, man, you can't lose too many more. And you still got the Steelers. You still got the Chargers. You lose to the Chargers. You lose to the Steelers, bro. That's 6 losses right there. Mess around, you might find yourself out of the playoff spot. So I don't want to hear nothing about, listen, it's about statistics. It's about how you're doing statistically. And I get back to this Josh Allen thing. He should have won that MVP last year, but he didn't. And that's fine. I mean, his squad was on the death, the knocking on the door of death, right? They may not have made the playoffs. But statistically, he had a bomb year. And dealing with Diggs and all that nonsense, still had a killer year. Now, his numbers may not be as high, but boy, you keep let Josh Allen get hot. He's going to be the clear-cut, unanimous decision at MVP. Now, put that together with a freaking Super Bowl, chef's kiss. Put some respect on my guy Josh Allen's name, man. That boy been part of that conversation. Y'all tried to put him out. Nah, bro, he been part of that conversation. He knocking on that door, bro. You might as well just hand it to him now. But maybe that might be too much. Might be too much right now. Maybe I'm wilding. I'm wilding right now. Let me chill out. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Kansas City has a tough slate of games. The Ravens have a tough slate of games, and so do the Bills. Let's not sleep on the Bills. The Bills got a tough slate of games too. 49ers are no slouches. The Lions will not be a slouch, and the Rams will not be a slouch. Cooper Kupp back. They got Kyron Williams running well. The old line is playing well right now. Puka Nacua playing well. We got our hands full ourselves, man. That's why this NFL, bro. NFL is fun. It is fun. Absolutely fun, man. My man said, yo, Cincinnati's fork is tender. I don't know. Are they done? I don't know if they're done yet. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm ready to even put them as done. I'm going to check something out at the NFL.com and see where they're at. I'm very curious to see what the status is for these boys. And I'll share my screen with you guys to see where we're at, because I'd love to see. There you go, playoff picture. If the playoffs were to start right now, I'm curious to see what's good. So let me share my screen to y'all. And by the way, if you guys are tuned in for the very first time, if you guys have been tuning in for a long time and you guys just love watching the show and love supporting us, we appreciate y'all. You guys have no idea. If you want to continue to support BF, very simple. I'll make it easy. www.supportbf.com. Supportbf.com. Head out there, hang out with us. Everything you need to know that's Bills related is right there. From the merch to our website, to Instagram, to TikTok, to you name it, is right there. And if you want to be a contributor and you want to donate to the cause and be just a part of the Bing squad, everything is right there. Supportbf.com. Let's go. Cincinnati. Let me share my screen for y'all real quick. Cincy. Are they done? Well, let's find out. So as of right now, the Chiefs are still the number 1 seed, 9-1. The Bills are number 2 seed. Steelers 3, Texans 4, Chargers 5, Ravens 6, Broncos 7. As of right now, they got an 11% chance. And if to me, you're still in. You're absolutely still in. Because at one point we were at a 1% chance. We were 6-6. Now, these boys around here, they're not looking so hot right now. So we were around where the Broncos were, but we were on the outside. We were like on the outside, kind of pushing. At one point, we were on the outside looking in. At one point, that's how bad it was. So the Bengals might still be in. They gotta string a few wins. I mean, let me see what's going on with the Bengals here. Let me see what their schedule looks like going forward, because Joe Burrow, I'm gonna tell you, man, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins coming back, they're gonna be a different team. They're gonna be a different team. So watch this. They got the Steelers next. Oh man, if they can beat the Steelers, this would be great news for the Ravens. It'd be great news for the Ravens. So they got the Steelers, Cowboys, Titans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers. Golly. Yo, the schedule makers, they certainly know how to kind of piss people off, man, by putting these type of games together. So the Bengals are very much still, in the hunt. They're definitely in the hunt. So this is what it looks like right now. So they haven't come to the point where we can kind of start putting scenarios together, but this is where it is. You can count the Jaguars, Raiders, Titans, Browns gone. They're out of here. They ain't making this playoffs. Patriots are done too. I don't know why they got the Jets still alive in this, but you guys are done too. Ain't no way. Unless you win the rest of your games, which I doubt, but we'll see. You just never know. So right now, 11, 10, 9, 8. These guys are clearly on the bubble. The Jets are technically still in, so we'll see. We'll see, man. But yo, put some respect on my guy Josh Allen's name, bro. Put some respect on my man Josh Allen's name. That's all I'm gonna say. That's my guy. That's my dog right there. That's my dog, man. So, folks, let's get into our top 10. Talk to me nice. What y'all feeling for these top 10? Let me know how you guys are feeling, and who how your rankings should shape up and shape out. I'm gonna make this list quick, real quick. Put my team, my squad. Where we at? Okay, there we are. All right. So there's been a couple shakeups. There's definitely been a couple shakeups in the standings and seeing how we kind of view things. But let me try to put my best foot forward to kind of give you where I see certain things and how things are going to play out. So I didn't even number my things down. Here we go. All right. So let's go number 10. You guys know what time it is. We'll go number 10 team. Right now for me at 10, although this was tough, I was teetering back and forth. And speaking of the Ravens are it's a tough team, but I got the Ravens. It was actually between the Ravens and I can't take the Ravens out of top 10. I just can't. They're too good for that. It was between the Ravens and the Commanders. And the Commanders solid, but the Commanders on the outside. But I got to put Baltimore because I think Baltimore going up against the Ravens, they beat the Ravens. Baltimore beat the Commanders. So I've got Baltimore at 10. And you guys already, I kind of spoke on it already. 4 losses, 2 of them coming to teams that you had no business losing to. No business. And that division game against Pittsburgh Steelers, good game, but you took the L. So for me, I got Baltimore at 10. And it's not going to last long because they're going to have to string some games together, and they're going to try to come up. But if they continue to take some losses that they have no business losing, bro, they can find themselves out of the playoffs, and that would be an epic disaster. Epic disaster. Oh, that'd be huge. All right. I got Houston Texans at 9. Listen, Nico Collins coming back is a big boost for the Texans. But if you have been watching the Texans, you've been seeing the offense struggle, right? Mixon coming back is a big help to the Texans. But my guy, second-year player, CJ Stroud, has been kind of He's been wonky. And if you have on fantasy, you know. I certainly do. He's been wonky, and the record says it for themselves. They're 7-4. They're 7-4. So I have these guys just ahead of the Baltimore Ravens. So that's my number 9 team. Number 8. Give me Green Bay. I struggled this. It was between Green Bay and another team, but give me Green Bay. They look good, man. their defense is underrated. Their defense is a good defense. Jordan Love he's not the same Jordan Love that he was last year at the end of last year. Last year, he caught fire and he was just lit. But for me, excuse me, for me, I have these boys sitting pretty right now. And I had a hard time. I really had a hard time because Texans being at 9. Well, it goes Baltimore, Texans, and Green Bay. Listen, I'm looking at the Commanders. I like what the Commanders have done, and they're pushing. The Cardinals, I like the Cardinals. I need to see more from the Cardinals. I need to see more. This week coming up will tell me a lot more about the Cardinals. Actually, who do they face coming up? I see my man talk about the Cardinals right now. They're not in the top 10 yet, but they're climbing. Who do they got coming next? Because right now they're on a 4-game win streak. They beat the Chargers 17-15. Beat the Dolphins. That was a tight one, 28-27, a tight game. They whooped on the Bears, and then they whooped on the poor Jets, right? So now they got the Seahawks, Vikes, Seahawks, Patriots, Panthers, Rams, 49ers. Yo, they can definitely push for a playoff spot. I think they will. But right now I have them out. I don't got them in. All right. Green Bay. Run game solid with Josh Jacobs. Once my man catches fire, because I know he will. You got Christian Watson. You got some boys out there that can catch the football. So I see good things coming. I see Green Bay at 8. Number 7. Pardon me while I get my list. So number 7. Give me the Chargers, man. The Chargers had a nice win last week. You saw what took place. These boys were on their heels. They got the ball back. They kept on going back and forth with Matthew Stafford. Joe Burrow. And they were going back and forth. Back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And it was a matter of someone's got to make a play. J.K. Dobbins steals the game. Solid run game. You know Harbaugh's going to want to run the ball. He's a run ball type guy. And you got my man slinging the rock all over the place. Give me the Chargers at 7. Number 6. Ready? You with me? Vikings. Give me the Vikes. They're climbing back up. Defense is solid. You guys already know that. Now, Sam Darnold. That brother's tricky for me, man. He's got these games where he lights it up. And then he has these games where like, what the heck was that? Right? Now, they took down the Titans. They took down the ugly game against the Jaguars 12-7. Defensively, they're doing what they need to do. It's offensively where Sam Darnold is starting to become Sam Darnold again. So, what's up with Sam? Talk to me, Sam. What's going on with you, bro? You have some moments where you're turning into the old Sam that we ain't trying to see just yet. We ain't trying to see. So, watch out. Watch out for Sam Darnold. He's iffy. He's one of those guys where you just can't trust fully. Kind of like Jared Goff. But we'll get into that afterwards. All right. Let's get into it. Number 5. I think this is where things become a little easier. I think you guys would agree with me. Give me Philly. Philly at number 5. Very simply put, they're climbing. They're climbing. They're starting to look good. Defensively, they're looking good. Cooper DeJean looking like the great white hype back corner, man, locking stuff down. And then you got Quinyon. They're calling him Quinyonamo Bay. Golly, what a name that's going to be. He's a lockdown, man. You go to him, it's 24/7 lockdown. Quinyonamo Bay. You know what I'm talking about, man. Quinyon over there. You got 2 dudes that are on the islands just hanging. You know what I mean? And now that defense is coming alive. Saquon Barkley's leading is one of the best runners in the game right now. Wait till Jalen Hurts starts to get it together because he's been a little off. But they're doing it regardless with the run game with some good defense. Run the ball, play good defense. It'll come alive. It'll come around. It'll come alive. So kudos to Philly. I got Philly at 5. You know who I got at 4? Talk to me nice. Pittsburgh. Listen, man, Russell Wilson revives that team, man. Yes, I get it. They were 4-2. They were 4-2 when they got started, and Justin Fields got them there. But obviously, coach saw something. Coach saw something in Russell Wilson, and he goes, now that you're healthy, I see this offense is stagnant, although we're winning, but we're winning on the backs of the defense. Let's keep it a buck. So I need some offense. And ever since Russell Wilson has returned, all of a sudden, George Pickens has come alive. You know what I mean? The run game has come alive. The offense was completely different. You know what I mean? So, yo, Pittsburgh, if you're going to be scared of any team, if the Bills are going to be scared of any team in the AFC, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Although we played them last year, we played them with a bum-ass quarterback, obviously and Mason Rudolph. So, and they didn't have TJ Watt in that game. TJ Watt was missing in that game. That made all the difference. Quarterback was suspect, and you got your TJ Watt, which is a game-time closer. Boy's a closer. So, give me Pitt at 4. As simple as that, man. And they're a well-coached team. They're a well-coached team, and you already know what time it is, man. So, number 3, Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, shall I say more? Shall I say more? I mean, if you look at what the Kansas City Chiefs have done all year, and you can't take away their wins. You can't take their wins away, but it's not like they're blowing teams out with like domination, complete domination. Nah, bro. 27-20 week 1 against the Ravens. Cool, I'll give you that. 26-25 against the Bengals. Close one. 22-17 against the Falcons. 17-10 Chargers. 26-13 Saints. You know what I mean? 28-18, great win against the 49ers. You got to give them that. At the time, the 49ers were playing ball. Good ball. Raiders, 27-20. The Raiders. Buccaneers, 30-24. That took you right to the end. And if Baker Mayfield had both Godwin and Evans, maybe the game is a different game. It's a different ball game. But he was playing with some backup receivers. And they still took you right to the end. Broncos, 16-14 on a block kick. Let's keep it a buck now. And then obviously you guys got beat by the Bills 30-21, right? So KC, you number 3. There's no shame in that. You might climb back up to number 1, but right now, power rankings, you're the number 3 spot. Now here's the deal. Now you got to figure out who. My man said, yeah. Baker's trash. Yo, stop trashing Baker, man. Baker's a damn good quarterback. At one point, he was in the conversation for MVP until he lost both his receivers. And then his team started losing. Go figure. He starts to lose when he loses both his top receivers. Come on now. There's only so much you can ask for. He ain't Josh Allen. He ain't Josh Allen, baby. But anyway, let me proceed. I'm not going to sit here and take Baker Mayfield slander. No way, sir. No way. But anyway, let me keep rolling here. The number 2 and number 1 seed is between the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. If you were to unbiasedly pick the number 1 team right now, who would you put at number 2 and who would you put at number 1? Are the Bills the number 1 team in the NFL right now? Did their win against the Kansas City Chiefs cement them as the number 1 team? The Bills sit at 9-2. Their losses have come against the Baltimore Ravens, where they absolutely got worked in week 3. And then 2 weeks after that, they lost to the Texans on a weird, bad decision. Just a whole bunch of things that took place in that. So where do the Bills stand? My man Michael says Bills at 2, Lions at 1. Bills at 2, Lions at 1. James Mountain says, yo, Detroit is number 1, and that's okay. We'll get our opportunity. That's fair, right? And I'm always looking for unbiased. Don't be a homer, but do the Bills belong at number 1? I mean, they did beat the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Now, based on, and I like to look at the schedule. I like to look at who plays who, because it does matter. It does matter. That's why they have a strength of schedule, who has a strong strength of schedule and who doesn't, right? The Bills this year have one of the toughest schedules in the game, if I remember correctly. So, that being said, I got Detroit at 1 and the Bills at 2. And it's really simple. Let me make it as simple as possible. The teams that the Lions have played that you got to give them credit for who they beat. My man said, right now Laura, what's what Laura saying? Laura said, right now, I think the Lions edge out with the win. Their run game is better. Sorry. Amon-Ra is fire. Amon-Ra is a nice player, man. Amon-Ra is a nice player, but we're going to find out. Amon-Ra versus, Khalil Shakir. We're going to find out who's who, right? We're going to find out. It's going to be fun. But yeah, Block says Lions easily. The offense is insanely stacked. They got a good team, man. The squad is running, man. Jahmyr Gibbs. They got what do you call? I always allude at his name. The other running back. Why am I blanking? I'm blanking right now. It'll come to me in just a moment. But yeah, man, they got Jahmyr Gibbs, they got Jamal, they got Williams, Jamison Williams, they got Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think they have Tim Patrick out there too. They got Sam Laporta. They got a damn good O-line. They got a great offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. Bro, they are nice. David Montgomery, thank you very much. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, they're nice. They are nice. Monty, they are nice. You got to give them the credit where the credit is due. They're running the ball very well. Very well. And it's a good 1-2 punch. Kind of reminds me, if you look at how the teams are built, honestly, solid O-line on our squad. Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook. Montgomery, Ray Davis. Sam Laporta, Kincaid. You feel me? Now, at the receiver position, this is where you kind of, I mean, maybe you can kind of make some comparisons. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalil Shakir. You know what I mean? So, I mean, listen, man, come on now. Jamison Williams. Now, there's not really a comp for Jamison Williams. I don't think Jamison Williams is all that nice. But he's coming into his own now, obviously coming off the suspension, then the injury prior to that. But and then Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond, maybe it's Curtis Samuel, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown, Khalil, whether you want to say Khalil or Amari Cooper, bro, I think we go bang for bang, buck for buck offensively. They're built almost a freaking same, bro. They're built almost a freaking same. So defense is where you kind of want to, all right, because I don't know too much about the Detroit Lions defense. I don't know. I mean, linebacker Jack Campbell, slow, but he's just your old school thumper linebacker, right? Brian Branch, crazy safety. He does great work. Carlton Davis, good corner. After that, man, I mean, Terrion Arnold, I remember Terry at corner. Ooh, they got a good squad, bro. Not gonna lie. I remember Ali McNeil is who the guy that I wanted a couple years back. Aiden Hutchinson, hurt, but apparently he's coming back, trying to make his way back for the playoffs. So that could be a huge piece for these guys. Listen, man, I like Detroit, but I think we match up freaking well against Detroit. I'm not giving Detroit no edge over the Bills. No way. And by the way, you know what clears everything? Jared Goff or Josh Allen? Josh Allen, thank you very much. I'll take my quarterback over yours all day, every day. But I like Detroit. Oh, I like Detroit. They got a squad right now. Right now, 796 yards rushing for my man Jahmyr Gibbs. Their leading receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown with 685 yards. Jared Goff is throwing for 20. He's throwing for, we'll call it 2,500 yards so far. Kirby Joseph, their safety, has 7 picks this year. Jack Campbell, their leading tackler, with 78. Not bad. Not bad at all. Gotta give it to the Detroit Lions. Let me just peruse over to Buffalo Bills. Just for fun, right? Can we have some fun? Just for fun? Just for fun. Let's have a look at what the Bills are saying. What are the Bills saying? Let's talk about these Buffalo Bills. What these Bills saying? Well, listen, Josh Allen. You already know what time it is with Josh Allen, right? I ain't got to tell you. 2,500 yards passing, right? Jahmyr Gibbs has 796 yards rushing. James Cook has 596 yards rushing. Khalil Shakir, 599 receiving yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the leading receiver on that squad, has 684. Come on now. Dorian Williams, 97 tackles. Top 10 tackler in the game. Jack Campbell, 78. And our leading, oh my gosh. This can't be accurate. No, this can't be accurate. They have Austin Johnson as our leading interceptor. That can't be accurate. That's wild. Who leads our league? Who leads our team in interceptions? Yo, Austin Johnson has 2 picks? That's wild. Terrell Bernard, Austin Johnson, Taron Johnson, DeMar Hamlin, Taylor Rapp. Yo, and here's the crazy part. We lead the league in takeaways. So, listen, man, that is a great matchup. That's going to be game of the week. Bills Detroit Lions and the Bills travel to Detroit, I kind of like it. We're going into the Lions Den. Ooh, we going into the Lions Den. That's going to be an epic freaking battle. Don't play with me. But until then, I mean, we ain't got to talk about all that just yet. We got to handle business on the bye week, get healthy, get solid, and then we go from there. So here's what I got. I got Buffalo at number 2, Detroit 1. And holy crap, that could all change up by next week. It should be fun. So before I get out of here, let me go read my super chats because I can't do y'all like that. It's disrespectful. So my first super chat coming in from my man Dan Echo. What's up, Dan? Dan says, imagine the 1 seed and East clinched in December. Healthy, hungry, and dangerous. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice to have yourself healthy and you clinch the number 1 seed and you get yourself a bye and now you chilling, just waiting? Oh, I love it. Now, the only thing that I kind of worry sometimes is when teams have the bye, although they're waiting and ready, but you haven't played. So you're kind of cold, right? And then do you come out flat? The team that just played, are they ready to go? There's so many things that stand out, but I'll take the bye any day. Now, if you play to get the best record in the game, you deserve a bye. I earned it. Simple as that. Appreciate you. Mitch, the lead roster. Yo, you put your name in there, Mitch. I got you, man. You know I'm not going to forget you. Mitch says, yo, much love to BF, the best channel on YouTube. My love. That's salute to you, Mike G. Good luck. I love that, man. Go Bills and happy birthday, my guy. When it comes to the KC hate, we would have gotten it with an L or a W. It's true. That's true. If we lost, it would say, I told y'all, we own you in the playoffs and we own you, man. Pat's your daddy. Stop playing. They would have been all over us. Or they would have been like, yo, that's old news, man. These Bills ain't the same. They're frauds. They would have said a whole bunch of stuff. They played a real team, and this is what happens. You know what time it is. But they can't say that now. But now, y'all be celebrating too hard. Yo, chill out. We ain't chilling out for shit. We're not chilling out for nothing. Part of my language. Signified no. So, yo, happy birthday, Rico, turning 29 for the 15th time. Yeah, man, turning 29 for the 15th time, man. Doesn't it feel good? I get a lot of times. Yo, how old are you? You got how many kids? You crazy? Yeah, bro. Your boy been in the trenches. My man L Quintal says Rico with the clean fade, man. I had to get my cut. I'm actually gonna try. That's why I had to do the show today. So I'm traveling to go and visit Mom Dukes and Granny because Granny's not well, so I gotta go and be with Granny. You know how that is. That's my number 1 lady. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. When the good Lord does call Granny, I'll be a hot mess. You may not see me for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. 445 block says, yo, happy G Day, my guy. Anything is possible. You know, I'm not much of I have a bottle of Henny right now that's sitting on my liquor cabinet. And I hate to even call it a liquor cabinet. It's not a cabinet, it's just a shelf that when people come over, they just, you know what I mean? Yo, have this, man. Yo, keep this. And I just accumulate a lot of liquor. I'm not much of a drinker anyway. But I do, however, have a bottle of Henny that I have not touched. So that might be my first bottle that I crack at 40. We'll see, my G. We'll see. My man Fabio, what's going on, Fab? Fab is sending a super chat. Appreciate you. Much love. Yo, T. It's our year, Rico. As we say in Brazil, this year, cuando a onca for bere agua means when the jaguar goes to drink water, J17 will carry us to glory. Let me see if I can pronounce that again because I kind of take pride in trying to say that. But this is Portuguese, so it's a little different. Quando a onça? Onça. That's okay. Quando a onça for bebe agua. I know agua means water. I knew that already. I guess the jaguar is the bebe. Beber. Quando a onça for beber agua. I hope I said that right. Anyways, appreciate you. Appreciate you, my guy. But yeah, man, it means when the jaguar goes to drink water, J17 will carry us to glory, man. So listen, man, we're waiting for the jaguar to take us to the water, bro. We're going to get it. We going to get it. And last but not least, man, my man Dylan Igo says red zone defense. And that's what stood out to him. Red zone defense was solid. You're not lying. Red zone defense was absolutely solid. So appreciate you, everyone, for showing some love and showing some love to me for my birthday on this day. Good. Look at me going live on my birthday, man. But you know what? It's just another day. The good Lord has blessed me with another year of health. I'm here. I'm kicking. And that's the thing I value the most. And I'm not going to sit here and do all this stuff and not give praise to the Almighty, because I'm here for a reason, man. I might be here and someone is listening to this and they need this exit, or they need this break, and I'm here to give the break. Who knows, man? Who knows what I'm doing this? But one thing I will say, man, the good Lord's been great to me, and I've got an opportunity to be here and let people know. You know what I mean? There's only one thing that matters in this world, man, and you got it's one of those things where you got to appreciate that time that you have on this earth. I mean, and make sure that you spend it with the people that matter. Make sure you spend it with the people that matter, and always be great, man. Always be great to people, man. All it takes is a compliment here, compliment there, and being just being a good person. You know what I'm saying? And shine your light. That's it. Shine your light, man. That's what I try to do. I try to shine my light, and hopefully I do that for folks. So that's me. That's my time, folks. And that's my time. I gotta get out of here, man. It's late. It's 11:48 for me, 10:48 for y'all. It's a late night show, but I appreciate y'all tuning in anyway. We had 1,000 people watching from all our platforms. It's love. It's love, man. So until next time, we will catch you guys on another show. So I'll be away. I will not have Friday's show because I'll be in Ottawa. So it'll be my guy Z-Bop, probably on his own. I don't know what he's going to try to do. And then I'll be back next week. So enjoy your bye week, no games, and we'll see you guys next week on Monday, Tuesday, when myself and Z-Bop, get our own shows. So until next time, we'll catch you guys. Enjoy yourself, be blessed, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. It's your boy Rico, and I'm good. Let's go.